Hey you guys, this is r.i.p with Black Genie Carter here, granting you all your wishes on content that you wish to see. Before we proceed any further, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure your notification button is on so that you can get all of our updates and videos when we post them. So without further ado, let's go into our video. So as I told you guys previously in my other video that I had a book that I wanted us to go over. Now I know you noticed that I have on my robe, and I want to give you guys that feeling of comfort. A robe, mug, a good book, and a good discussion. So, like I said in my previous video, I wanted to bring to you guys a book that is very controversial, a word that's very controversial, and it's this. And I know that this word, as you can see, it's a very controversial word. It's a very offensive word, but something that has been used so many years, and to this day, if we want to deal in reality. So my mother gave me this idea that every month we want to do an overview of a book. And when she gave me this, I was very hesitant at first. Why? You know, psychologically, just looking at it in the word, it made me go, ooh, you know, it looks a little, but it's a reality that we all deal with. So this book, as you can see, it is called The N-Word, and it's by Gregory. If you don't know who Gregory is was a comedian and a social activist, an entrepreneur, someone who wanted social justice in this world. If you didn't know, he passed this August and was a great man who did great things. And so reading this book and this autobiography about his life, it really showed a light on his struggles, his upcomings, where he was mentally with the American Civil Rights Movement. And so going over this book, it talked about, of course, his life, him as a youngster, and it was an incredible quote. And at the end, I just want to give you guys certain points that you can take home with you. And I actually wrote this quote down because it was important to me. And so it's not what you think it is. So this is what the quote said that he said. He said, "Poor is a state of mind. You never grow out of being it or being broke. But being broke is a temporary condition." That was very, I don't know why it stood out to me, because even as him being a social activist and someone who changed the world, him coming from a poverty, stricken mother and a life, he still managed to go through this life and still become something and still become an example to the American people. So it lets you know that even though we all go through certain things in this life, we all have our issues, we all have certain things that maybe we don't like about ourselves or we doubt ourselves, but it shouldn't stop you from that path of conquering and opening up yourself to holding where you are, your position, America, holding America responsible for their acts, holding America responsible for their reasoning behind certain things being passed. So like I said, this book goes and it talks about his life. It talks about him, his father, and how he visualized his father when he was younger and then how it changed when he got older. It talked about him, peddling, stealing, but was a giver. It talks about him going into college and, kind of struggling with that, but still making it through. It talks about him having a family and then soon stepping into him being a comedian and doing certain social things that really moved the world. It talked about his walkings with people like Medgar Evers. It talks about him being around Dr. Martin Luther King and being around that civil rights movement. You see what I'm saying? So it follows his life. It follows his life. And it was very interesting just to hear his point of view of certain things and how he grew up, how he had to hustle. He had to hustle a lot. But it did not affect his work in him being a social activist. And he also used his gift as being a comedian and using that platform to be able to speak on these things, and how he would visit jails, how he went to jail. He was thrown in jail for marching and for, being a part of that. And so this book it truly was amazing. And like I said, I really didn't want this video to be really long, but I want you guys to get the nuggets of this. And so, like I said, being thrown in jail, going through all these different hills, different mountains, but him being a great American icon in this world. And so it amazed me to see the things that he had to endure. But it let me know that he was not broken. He could not be broken down. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a great example. It should be a great example to you that though, like I said, we go through things, don't be broken so easily. You know, we all want to go through certain things, but stand. And so this word has been so synonymous with disrespect, with unintelligence, with uneducation. It has been used with people of color. Let's deal in the reality of it. It has. And for him to put it as a title is very interesting. Isn't that crazy to use this title? And it's funny because in the beginning of the book he said to his mom, "Dear mom, if you see this word, it's because they're advertising my book." So this book really changed my mind, and it let me know that your steps may be small in the beginning. You have to have the faith, and you have to know who you are. You can't change the world around you unless you understand who you are first and the strength that you have. And that's what Dick Gregory had. He possessed that power. And it hits some key points of his life. Like I said, Medgar Evers, Dr. Martin Luther King, Sammy Davis Jr., different people that he met, different people in the comedian arena. And him marching, like I said, him being at the Capitol, that was amazing to me. And it was crazy because, you know, it was people that were getting arrested for disorderly conduct for them marching for what they believed. People that were being thrown in jail because they wanted the same respect. And it doesn't matter, you hear it, black, white, whatever, pink, but we all have to come to a point of understanding. You know, there's some people that say, I'm American first. We're human beings first. And you hear this and you think that it's such just a cliche statement, but we are human beings first. And this word, even in our culture, we shouldn't even use that word. And a lot of people say, I tried to take that word and we're trying to take this word back and, you know, take our power back. But this word, like I said, has been synonymous with so much hurt, with so much disrespect. And so with this, I wanted to read the back of his book in closing. And I believe this was when he was doing a stand-up or speaking. It said, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I understand there are many Southerners in this room tonight. I know the South very well. I spent 20 years there one night. Last time I was down South, I walked into this restaurant, and this white waitress came up to me and said, 'We don't serve colored people here.' I said, 'That's all right. I don't eat colored people. Bring me a whole fried chicken.' About that time, 3 cousins came in, and you know the ones I mean, Ku Klux Klan. And they say, 'Boy, we're giving you fair warning. Anything you do to that chicken, we're going to do to you.' About then the waitress brought me my chicken. 'Remember, boy, anything you do to that chicken, we're going to do to you.' So I put down my knife and fork and I picked up that chicken and I kissed it. What we need in this time is we need Yah's love. We need Yeshua's love. We need justice. We need understanding. And we have to accept the reality. There are many people who come in many different colors. But don't judge a man by the color of his skin, but by the character of his heart. I'm r.i.p Black Genie Carter, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. And that's it.